this live, that I was going to go live, but there's a few things I wanted to come on here and kind of give my 2 cents worth. All right, so today I spent most of the day making Juliet's food. Guys, the dog eats better than me, I promise you. But also I gave her her first raw red meat, her first raw beef. She loves it. She is such a little pig. But anyway, she's spoiled, and I don't care because she's my baby. But since I got back to Pensacola, you know, just trying to figure out my groove, and, you know, I had to go to a doctor's appointment, which I sent y'all that video of the Intercoastal Waterway right there at my doctor's office appointment at the end of Palafox Pier. But let me see, y'all. I got to get my eyes checked. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so today I spent most of my day listening, you know, and then commenting when I could regarding Durham's testimony before Congress, the Oversight Committee. And if you haven't watched it, and I know people, they'll be, you know, taking clips of it and, you know, posting everywhere, and that's great, but I haven't gotten those skills yet, so I'm sorry. But it was very, very interesting, and I have a few different views, but I will say this is that I think at some point or another during his testimony and questioning, it became to the point that it was almost, to me, it was kind of comical, because he was, and listen, I like the man or dislike the man, that's not the point. The point is, brought against these people, and the ones that he did, the two that he did bring charge, that he took to court, the 2 issues, he, you know, it got thrown out. It was a no-go. But I, in my opinion, I sense that the whole point of this Durham report was to put highlights on the areas in which these injustices were capable of happening. And, you know, although I am against government overregulation, I'm even more against loopholes for corrupt people to, you know, continue to ride on the taxpayers' back, and while we're all working and being taxed to death. So, and then, you know, I'm against people, you know, going against the will of the people with our president, President Trump. You know, and if you really, really think about it, you know, they put that man through literal HELL. And even with his hands tied behind his back, he still did more for the American people than the last 4 generations. I mean, you gotta, you know, you can say what you want to say. You don't like his personality. You know, you think he's a womanizer. You know, all that. You can say all that you want to. Because, and you know what? It does not matter to me, because I'm not here to be his judge, first of all. And as long as he didn't bring that into the White House or whatever these accusations were, well, as long as he didn't use taxpayers' money to get over on the American people and line his pockets, what he does in his private life is his business, as long as it is not illegal. And I think through the Durham report, we seen Durham made some statements that alluded to the fact that although some things might have been said or done, but it wasn't illegal. You can agree or disagree, and that's the same across the board. But see, the problem is, and here's what we're dealing with, is, we got Hunter Biden, pled guilty, to the, and yet he's getting a slap on the wrist. Same thing with the Trump Mar-a-Lago raid, with whether they were classified documents or unclassified documents, it really doesn't matter. He had all authority to take them. Biden, as a senator and or as a VP, he had no authority to have any classified documents. But I forget who made this point, though, and this was a very good point to make today during this hearing. I think it was Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is, I live in Gaetz country, so anyway, the point, and don't hold me to it, but I think it was Matt Gaetz that said it. But the point that was made was, Hunter, pled guilty to these things. I forget what it was. I think it was a felony firearm charge. I think there was something about tax. I don't remember what it was, but the point was made that there are a lot of young people, middle-aged people who are sitting in jail as we speak, who are getting a tougher sentence than what Biden's son is getting. And you talk about white supremacy, well, I'm just saying, I think the majority of the American people, just average people like myself, down-to-earth people, I think the majority of us, we love people. We realize we're on this earth. We're here to share this earth with other people. I'm not going to shove my beliefs down your throat. And, and I expect to be reciprocated with the same respect. But the problem that with this issue with Hunter is, here we go, rules for thee, but not rules for me. And this has been going on. This has been one thing, right? The list has gotten so long that I could literally start making a list. Okay, so let's move on. The other thing is, guys, I realize that, we are living in some very, troubled times, and it's easy to get carried away in our emotions and, and think, oh gosh, something's about to happen. But, it's not healthy to get people's hopes up that something is imminent, when in actuality, it could just be a military exercise or drill. I'm not saying that's the case, but, there was somebody did a poll regarding, like, yes or no, have you seen the military in, like, trucks, like in a convoy? Have you seen the military with your own eyes, or was this an article you read or a video you watched? Actually, I don't know what the answer to that was, but I will tell you this. We just have to be, just be really cautious, because understand that things are going to happen. It's not in our time, it's in God's time. And then, okay, so I'm going to move on past that. And so I'm 52 years old. I could just imagine what our younger folks are trying to process all this, and they're trying to, like, okay, what's factual and what's not factual. Well, and herein lies the problem. The problem is, you know, we've been, you know, bulldozed and the wool over our eye by mainstream media for so long that it's hard to even look at anything and find credibility. So that said, you know, and even reading reading articles, and I said this before, and I got to find that list. I wish somebody would ask President Trump to give us a list of vetted people that he trusts wholeheartedly for the news, because we still look to him as our leader. He is our leader, because in our eyes, he is. We were cheated, he was cheated. Not only of the 4 years that he served, but the last election. However, and that's why I said, you know what? We deserve 8 more years. If he gets elected, he should get to serve 8 years. I'm sure he can do a lot. But, you know, I know it's time consuming, but we really have to be very cautious and try to stay on topic, try to stay with the facts. You know, and that's the problem with the media's done. They'll take a little bit of factual information and mix it in the pile with their narrative. You know, for the most part, it's worked. I mean, I've fallen victim to it. I think all of us have fallen victim to it. And I don't think any of us need to be ashamed of it. Look, we have been working to provide the elites their lifestyle, and while they tax us to death, while they can go off creating wars, because wars make money for them, line their pockets. You know, we all have a part of this, and we all are at blame. But I don't feel like it was all on us. The corruption is so deep that this all needed to happen, because until we bring things to light, until things come up, we know where it's at, where the areas are that need to be addressed and fixed, which I think the Durham report is going to help us tremendously with that. And I know that Jim Jordan and the rest of them, they're going to take it, and they're going to hold people accountable. But I pray that's the case. But until we know where the corruption is and where the problems are, how are they able to get away with this? All those questions need to be answered, but we have to bring it to light. We can't just say, okay, well, that's in the past, today's today, we're starting forward. No, that's not how it works. We got to fix it. We need to know what happened. We need to know how it happened. And then we need to we need to do committees on implementing ways that this cannot ever happen again. I have always known my whole life that something is not right with our system. And it really hit home for me whenever I was involved. A lady hit me head on in a car accident. And I had to go through the disability process. But before that, I had to go, after the car accident, I had to apply for benefits. I went from being a registered nurse to, I'm in a wheelchair with a 5-year-old, and her daughter passed away. Hey, Independent Manny, I'm on my little rant. And so that was my first time ever having to deal with Department of Children's and Family. And just to get a few food stamps to put food on my table till I could figure out what was going to happen. My orthopedic doctor said you need to get disability because I suffered extensive injuries. But anyway, when I had to go through Social Security and the food stamp place, boy, that was eye-opening for me. I've always been this person that when I see something wrong, if I see somebody being picked on unjustly, and even bullied, I've always stepped up. I've always said something. And sometimes I can't stand that aspect of me, because it will cause people to not want to be around you, because I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna try to be as respectful as possible, but I'm gonna call it what it is. That's just the way I am. That's the way God wired me. I've been that way since I was a little girl. But with this Durham report, this gives us an opportunity to look at all these areas and say, okay, well, this happened or this didn't happen. Now we need to figure out and implement ways where this won't ever happen again. President Trump was the sacrificial lamb, and I think he knows that. He did it because he loves this country. So, okay, so then there was that. That's what I was going to talk to you guys about today. But the other thing, what was that you guys, I'm gonna have to start writing me a list. See, I just had the thought, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe, just maybe. Also, you guys, if you guys are not on Truth Social, I really, really, really encourage you to do so. In fact, we're seeing more and more people come over there. I kind of took a little break from YouTube. One, because my teeth here, I cracked my tooth on a Chick-fil-A soft mint. Go figure. Anyway, so I'm very self-conscious, and I don't know. I got to figure out a way to get that fixed. But because, everybody, your smile is your first impression. But I kind of took a little break from YouTube, and I really worked on my Truth Social account because I realized that, you know what, this is a platform in which we can speak freely, and we can have debate, we can discuss, and for the most part, we're all hardworking Americans who love our country, love God and our family. I would put God, family, and country in that order, but and you kind of get that. It's kind of like a community, a family over there. I really, really enjoyed it. I will tell y'all this, though. If you come over there and you follow me, there's a cap at 7,500. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know when the cap will be lifted for me, but I will follow you as soon as it is. I've noticed, like, if I go every other day, I can go into the follows and it'll let me follow at least a couple, like Devoted Patriots 2. I was able to follow him back today. But so over there, it's a great community. You get to know people, everybody kind of knows everybody. And there's a lot of people on there, but we all have the same end goal, and that is to make America great again and to restore this country, and that was the wrong word, and for, justice to be served. Now, I will tell y'all this. Sometimes the justice that we think that we're going to see may not be what we see. It just may be in the form of, like, new regulations or laws or policies are put in place to prevent things like this from happening again. But, and so I'm just giving you fair warning. I know we all want to see many of them handcuffed and go to jail. And, I pray to God that, his vindication will take place. But for the most part, I have to trust in him to do that, and not my ways, but his ways, and not my timing, but his. And that's hard sometimes to sit back and say, okay, because we get emotional and we get in the moment. And yes, we have been wrong. They've been wronging us for years. This is not something new. It's just that Trump, he put it in the spotlight. But I'm also, I found, sometimes I run into these new young folks on YouTube, like this young guy, Life with Reckless, and it's RECKLEZZ. Anyway, and his YouTube channel is really about music videos, but with all that's going on, I'm seeing these younger folks stepping up and saying, you know what, I don't think we've been told the correct thing. And you know what, I try not to say say too much except for encourage them to go watch this, go watch that, get involved, because our younger folks are going to be the ones that will carry the baton. But we owe it to them to make sure it gets exposed. And I'm fully confident that, and this young man, I think his wife is, she's pregnant. They're just adorable. Anyway, yeah, it makes my heart, does my heart good to see people who are young people who, had no idea about what's going on in politics or this, that, and the other. But to say, to pique their interest, and they're like, they've got a point. And the more our young people get involved, the greater this country is going to get. Because when they become passionate, and see this young man, I think he said he was 22, and I don't know how old his wife is, but they have a baby on the way. So, they got some skin in the game. And, we all need to leave this place a better place. I was discussing with my doctor Tuesday. I was like, it's weird because I said I came back home. I was all excited, and I was going to try to get involved locally. I said I Googled conservative groups to get involved in here on a local level, and I didn't find a whole lot. But I pray about it. I know God will send me wherever He wants me to go. In the meantime, I just, I tried, me and Juliet were trying to get situated here. We're at a place, I'm renting this place month to month. It's actually an Airbnb, but I left all my stuff to my daughter, let her have it, and she and I will just start new. But she's sitting there looking at me like this. Aren't you going to get my ball out? Julie, aren't you going to get my ball out from underneath the... Y'all got to see this. Let's see if I can turn it around. What am I doing, Juliet? Look at her. She's wanting her ball out from under the dresser. Oh my word, she's a mess. I had to put that sheet and those pillows down there because she keeps pushing that ball up under the dresser. That's why we have a bigger ball, like that big, because it can't go under the dresser. You guys, she ate that red meat today, she ate that raw beef today. She loved it. So she has her own, I cut it all up in nice little chunks. So I'll skip her out off of the chicken for a little bit and give her rice and raw beef. Julie, you look so... Y'all, look, she is such a mess. She's so dramatic. What is it, Juliet? What? You want me to get your ball? Y'all, you're a mess. You are a mess. Come up here and lay down. Come here. Oh my gosh. She is such a mess. I love her though. Thank you, Independent Minnie. She is sweet. She's such a sweetheart. The reason I had to take her off of dog food, the second time she threw up blood, I said, that's it, I'm done. And then so I watched this guy on YouTube, his Veterinarian Secrets. I have learned a lot of stuff. He believes in treating holistically, and he gives you ideas about the dog food and stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry, but this live stream is kind of all over the place. But anywho, but there was something I was going to tell you guys. I've got to look. Hold on. I was like, I'm going to tell them whenever I see it again. When I get on there. They gained the votes to censure Adam Schiff. Thank God. So yeah, that's great. That's good news. That happened today. And y'all, during that meeting today, of Durham's testimony, I would not have been able to hold a straight face. I would have been on the floor dying. Because Yum Yum got brought up. Swalwell thought he's going to jump in there and doesn't say this, that, and the other. She ripped Durham a new one. I mean, that lady, she said, y'all got, if you don't do anything else, go straight to her testimony. And it's towards the end. It's on the second one because they broke and for lunch, whatever, and then they came back. They didn't come back in 30 minutes. They came back a little bit later. We thought they were having a fist fight out in the hall, but her name's Stoltz. That's her name. I know I've seen her, but y'all gotta go in 5 minutes. I don't think anybody could match her unless they are an auctioneer. She ripped him one. And people were like, they didn't like her. I was like, she's telling the truth. I don't care what you got behind your name. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. I don't care if you're black or white, whatever. I don't care. But if you're telling the truth, I'm there. I'm all for it. Because and that's the thing. People like, this is what I wanted to tell y'all. They have enacted an emergency order regarding the trans community and LGBTQ, that they are being attacked. I can't remember exactly what it is. So let me just tell you guys, as much fun as it is on Truth Social, especially, we get the trolls over there and they get ripped up one end and down the other. I do not usually participate except for a laugh or two, but I do read the comments. I'm just dying. But whatever you say it and state. That's my opinion, and I'm being or whatever. I always say, you know what? It's my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. And if I want to throw a little sarcasm in there, I will. But I will tell y'all this: do be careful. They're looking to try to, they want to throw people in jail. Every Trump supporter in jail. So don't give them a reason. Be smart. Keep your wits about you. Because they're not going to stop. They are not going to stop. I did have something else I wanted to share with y'all, but I'm gonna tell y'all what, I can't remember what it was. I'm also dealing with some stuff to do with my mom. I talked to my sister today, and oh my word. Okay, so Independent Manny, let me tell you something. So go to this YouTube. I found these ladies on YouTube, and I just love them. They are so. Let me find it for you. So I just found them, but you got to check them out because, hold on. Let's see, let me find it. It's Rita's Roost, I believe. Rita's Roost. Hold on. I know. Hold on just a second. Let me find. Yeah, it's Rita's Roost. Y'all, she is so, I love her. She's just, I like it. I watched her whole live stream with her sitting there talking, cutting up snap beans. I just was mesmerized. I don't know, she's just such a sweet, sweet person, but here's her YouTube account. If I don't post it. So she gets on there and she just invites people. She just invites people up in there, and they just they call it their hen party. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm fitting right in. And they invite people to come up on the screen and live stream with them and chit chat. Now, see, that's I'm learning with YouTube. I love it. And on some YouTube channels, I get on their live streams and they're playing games. And I'm like, all right, like this is kind of fun. But V was telling me about, I haven't found the karaoke ones yet. Yes, Independent Manny, you'll love them. They are just the sweetest group of people. And the guys that brave enough to come over there, which they're treated with respect, and they just fit right in. I think the one last night and the night before was Loud's County Boy. He just jumped right on in there, got right on up there with those ladies. And some of them are quilting and sewing while they're on the live stream. It's just really, it's a lot of fun just to get away from the politics and get away from all that, just to have a little bit of fun. Okay, yes, Independent Minnie, just let me know. I'm actually signed up for, I actually have StreamYard now. But I think, I don't know, can you get your watch hours on StreamYard and YouTube? I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure all that out. But, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It'll happen when it happens. But, yeah, I'd love to come and chit-chat because there's just so many things I want to talk about. Well, okay, so this was one thing that I wanted to, I actually asked another YouTuber who's, I think he's an ex-police, his name's Belt Loop, I don't know, he's also got, his name is YouTube Police, but anyway, when, as a person who door dashes and when I worked at Pizza Hut, I think that, we can do better with helping to identify children who may be in harm's way, because just while my short time in Virginia, I made 2 calls. Something just didn't seem right. And so with one, it just was the way the little girl was acting, and the mother was off to the side and she wouldn't come in my view, but you could tell she was kind of like coaxing her. I didn't feel right about it. Something seemed off, so I called the child trafficking hotline. And then another one was the young lady came to the door and her lip was swollen. And she's just kind of acting like, just very spacey, it's kind of like you get there with somebody's food and they're looking at you like you got a third eye. I'm like, you ordered food, right? I'm like, you did order food, right? But anyway, so when I got back to the store, I called her. I said, are you okay? I didn't know if she was in harm's way, if she'd been hurt. And she was so grateful that I called her. I was like, well, I'd rather be wrong than right. I mean, I'm sorry, but I would. I'd hate for it to be, that like that little girl, and I didn't say anything, so I did what I was supposed to do. I just wish there was a way that we could follow up. But what I was trying to say, the point I was trying to make is, as a society, we can do better. There's so many people that go to homes that may know something, they may see something or hear something, they're for repair, they're for pests, whatever, delivering food or whatever. So we need to be training these people the things to look out for and what to do in the event that you do it. Most people, kind of like, I didn't know exactly what to do. I Googled the, child trafficking hotline, but if we all keep our head on a swivel, and if we all keep a watchful eye, and we look out for our neighbors and those around us in our community, our children will be safer, and you know what? We will be happier as a whole, because we truly do need one another. We really do. We've got to get away from isolating and, believe it. For me, I think sometimes I talk people's ear off. Yeah, so that's why I like working at Pizza Hut, just because I get to go there and socialize. Other than that, I don't have anybody I really socialize. I really don't. It's just me and Juliet. I mean, I have my older kids, but they got their life. So the people. There's 5 units in this house, and poor guy upstairs, I keep catching him when he comes home. I'm not intentionally doing it, but like last night, I was going to ask the guy down there, did he have internet, because my internet went out. But I caught him when he was coming. I thought, oh gosh, not her again. But anyway, yeah, and I had to go to the doctor the other day, and so I went to my doctor. and he phoned in my prescriptions, and then I went to Walmart because I had to go get some stuff. I had to get a Instapot because I have like a kitchenette here. It's enough for me, and I can make it work. I do need a oven because I need to bake the eggshells and put them in a coffee grinder and I can bake the bones and put those in a coffee grinder too for her food. That's how the veterinarian says to use that so that she gets the appropriate nutrients from those two things. But anyway, yeah, I make kale for her, sweet potatoes. She's spoiled. But so I went to Walmart, and then I came back around and went to CVS to get my prescriptions because he said it would be an hour. And I didn't think I would get back out. And my landlord's calling me, telling me that Juliet's barking. That the people in the Airbnb in the front said that she hasn't stopped barking. So, and I got an appointment I got to go to next Tuesday. So, I'm either gonna have to take her with me, or she's over there turning around. What, Juliet? Y'all, she's such a mess. She is very, very. She has a lot of personality. She is such. She's gotten to where she does like Romeo. When she's just tired of me moving and tired of me being awake, she'll come up and get up here at the pillows, plop down and go. But I'm catching her now. She's sleeping on the pillows beside the dog. She thinks she's a human. Oh well. Anyway. So yeah, those are just things that I'm dealing with right now because this is a new chapter for me. It's not been easy. I miss Romeo. I miss my daughter, but here I am. There's a reason I'm here, and I'm just going to have to roll with it. I hope I told y'all what I was going to tell y'all. I don't remember if I did or not. This is why I need to make notes. Boy, I see Devoted Patriots. His channel has blown up. Okay. Y'all will love the people over at Truth. They are just a great group of people. You can find me. Let's see. Okay, that's my. But I'll try to pin it in the comments. Like I said, if you follow me, just remember, I may not can follow you right back, but I will get to you. Anyway, there was something I was going to tell y'all. All right. So, the other thing is I'm having some issues sleeping. I don't know why. I mean, my doctor gave me the medication I needed to help me sleep, but yeah, I don't know, and we may have to change it around. And then the other issue I got to go do, and my doctor's like, yeah, you got to go get taken care of. I really do. Is I got to get this monitor taken out of my chest, and I need to go get a CT check of my lungs, and make sure those nodules, those spots, are not growing any bigger, and that they're they're still stable. But anyway, I have tried melatonin. Here's the funny. My daughter got some gummy melatonins. Literally, I'd have to take like 5 or 6. I don't know. At one point they did work, but then it just got to the point that they didn't work. But there's another thing. So when I come back here, I don't know if it's something in the water, but I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to go see an allergist. But I started breaking out. It could be a chemical that they're using in the water. That's the only thing I can think of. I've been rinsing my clothes twice, just because make sure I get all the detergent out of them. But I use detergent for sensitive skin. But anyway, so yeah, there's a few things I need to go get taken care of, and I need to go to the eye doctor. I need to get this tooth fixed. I thought about trying those snap. I only need one right here. It just makes me so mad. A soft mint. Anyway, it'll be all right. I have started trying to walk Juliet because the other day I had a little bit of chest pain. Enough to get my attention. I was like, okay, I hear you, Lord. You see, I've gained a lot of weight. But I quit smoking, but I gained a lot of weight. I'll get it off. But it's time. It's time to start that journey. I'm trying. It's like I'm on, I'm off, on, I'm off. But, you know, I'll get in a groove. I'll figure it out. Once things settle down here and I get things taken care of that I need to do, yeah, I'll get in a groove and I'll get healthy again. It's just a matter of time. I'll go see my doctor next Tuesday in Panama City. But yeah, I don't know. And my doctor that I went and seen this past Tuesday, Dr. Jagger, he took his dad to a Trump rally. I was like, I'm so envious. I'm going to make it to one. Independent Minnie, us ladies, we need to get together and have a road trip and go to a rally. I think that would be epic. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I'll tell you something, somebody else that I've been watching on YouTube, she cracks me up. Roseanne Barr. Y'all need to go. Y'all got to go on there and hear her. She started her own podcast, but she is hilarious. You know, they did Roseanne bad. They really did. You know, she may be a little abrasive in her delivery, but you know what? She's funny, and she's right. She is funny. She's right. But, yeah. So I've been kind of watching some of her videos. She cracks me up. She and I could do Thelma and Louise. I think that would be a hoot. But she's also very smart, too. And I like listening to some of her wisdom because, she's Jewish. And I'm always interested to hear, other people's perspective. Honestly, I could not give you any kind of educational input regarding the Torah, but I love learning about it. Well, I guess I done talked y'all's ears off. I'm going to go. All right, bye-bye. How do I